Welcome, everybody, to a special episode of the Friday podcast. And I know I say that every episode, but this is episode 21, and every day is a special day, as you all know, as I like to say. You know what I'm saying? And I want to send positivity and love, good vibes and good frequencies to everybody out there, and to all your loved ones as well. This is DJ Chris Chaos coming at you live. Well, not really live, but you know what I mean. I'm feeling live and feeling well. Smoking on some legendary OG. Feeling like a legendary OG. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my homeboy Luis Puente, who made this beat and most of my instrumentals. This is a sample. I'm not sure what he sampled on this one. Yeah. Dun, dun, dun. Welcome to a Friday podcast, episode 21. We finna have fun. We finna get blaze. I'm feeling so amazed. I'm feeling so dazed. I'm feeling so good. What's up in the hood? It's really all good, man. I'm chilling. I ain't really stressing. I'm ain't no villain, man. I'm just a superhero getting off with these motherfuckers that beat the... I fucked up. I said getting off with these motherfuckers. I didn't mean to say that. That's a bad thing about if you're not a real good freestyler, you could accidentally say some gay shit and not be fucking gay. You know, shout out to gay people. That's cool if you're gay, but I guess moms and females could be motherfuckers too. You know what I'm saying? So, you know. Yeah. Let me hit this real quick and get this shit started. So I was gonna talk about. I didn't know what to talk about, you know what I'm saying? Because the episode of Timeless that I was going to talk about today was there wasn't a lot of shit to talk about the moon landing. And a lot of people don't believe in the moon landing. I believe that the moon landing happened. Now, what was up there? Who knows? Was there some shit on the dark side or something? Now, you know what I'm saying? Except for I got the angels. And I got the good Lord, you know what I'm saying, on my side and stuff. And if you're on my side, then on your side too, you know what I'm saying? So I appreciate the subscribers, the shares, the likers, the commenters. I love all that shit. And I think it's just gonna grow. You know what I'm saying? Positivity begets positivity. Energy, you put out positive energy, you get back positive energy. You know what I'm saying? And I shared this meme that was like, things aren't getting worse. It's just the veil is being unraveled. The veil is being, taken away and shit. So, like, for instance, we're finding out, like in the Wizard of Oz, we're finding out what the Oz's are really like, these wizards, supposedly. And then the good with the wicked witch and the good witch. And, I was helping a good friend of mine with some homework, and it was about Alice in Wonderland, which is trippy as fuck. Now, there's a theory I heard. It's a conspiracy theory that it was like based on a true story about this guy who borrowed somebody's daughter and gave her drugs or some shit. Now, I don't know if that's true or not, but the mainstream thing is it's about the Victorian era and the values and shit like that. So, I mean, it's cool, it's interesting, it's trippy. You can read that shit for free online. I guess it's so old that it's free. So, what I wanted to talk about for sure was, since this is episode 21, and I'm going to talk about my 21st birthday trauma, okay? And a lot of people have from what the media shows us and what social media shows us, a lot of people have these fantastic 21st birthdays and shit. And me, I was so determined to have this fucking like epic birthday, right? For my 21st. Now, it wasn't my first night drinking at all. Okay, I have been drinking for a few years already, but 21, I was like, yeah, I can drink legally. I'm gonna celebrate. Now that night was I think it was that night, because that was a Saturday. It was the night that we celebrated was also the same weekend as the NBA All-Star in D-Town in Dallas. It was in Dallas that year when I turned 21. So my plan was to get a hotel room and party. man, I was kicking it with a couple females and a friend of mine, right? Well, I hope he's doing good. I haven't even seen him in a long time. And he was the same dude that I talked about in my story when I was driving with no wheels, which I survived that. And I think I survived that because of Grand Theft Auto helped me train. Because I used to get, when you're driving in Grand Theft Auto 3 or Vice City and your wheels get shot out, you got to learn how to control it back and forth and shit. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's what I did because in my subconscious, I was blacked out and I was driving. Either that or I was taken over by something, but... anyway, that same dude, it was another experience with him that wasn't so great. So I wonder if, in a lot of people's lives, I've been a bad influence. And maybe he wasn't a bad influence, but just us together, it was it was too dangerous. So it was just a perfect storm because it was my 21st birthday and shit. I wanted to go ham, but there was no fucking hotel rooms anywhere. Nowhere. And so I started the night drinking with a casitos, I think, or some shit like that. And I just had one of those big ass quick trip cups, right? And I just poured that shit in there, mixed it in. I was just trying to get fucked up. It was some clear tequila, I think, on Thursday. But we ended up having to go to this fucking little crack motel that was fucking weird and small and creepy. And there was a mirror on the ceiling and it was dirty. And by that time I was so drunk. And I was with this girl who was, she was like a model, man. She looked like a model back then. And I had whiskey dick or tequila dick or whatever the fuck you want to call it. So I could not up. But my friend didn't have that problem. So he was fucking and he was going away, you know what I'm saying? He was going ham. And I remember I was so fucked up that I was like, well, I can't do it, but he's doing this. I slapped his ass good job, brother. I can't believe I did that shit. So me and old girl, we just dry humped, I guess. I think we dry humped, or I don't know what happened. I blacked out a little bit, so maybe I did get it in there, but it was nothing memorable, in my opinion. I don't remember, satisfying her. And after that, we didn't really talk. But then this other girl came through at that hotel later on in the night, and this was a girl from the neighborhood who didn't look like a model, but she looked all right. Anyway, I ended up giving her head and shit, you know what I'm saying, to the point of where the next day my fucking tongue was sore. And then it was just a lot of regrets. And it could have been worse, right? It could have been way worse, but it was just a lot of regrets. And I just want to tell the truth about my 21st birthday trauma because I don't want youngsters to think that if you're about to turn 21, don't put too much pressure on that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's not a big deal. Don't try to get fucked up. If you get fucked up, I don't know. Just it was I was forcing it. And there was all these signs that was saying it wasn't meant to be. But it was interesting, It's a learning experience. And I feel like after that I should have chilled out, but I think it was here after that where I was still getting drinking and getting fucked up and shit. And I remember that day because I went home in the morning, it was already after sunrise and shit. And then, so I went to sleep for an hour, just for good sleep in my bed. Cause I fell asleep in that little motel bed, but, it wasn't good sleep. And, I was hungover and I remember my son was so little. He was probably 2. And he was slapping my face, telling me to wake up and shit. I still remember that. And I remember going to my grandparents' house, being hungover and shit. We have a picture. And I was damn, I was hungover. I didn't look too hungover, but I was hungover. And that was my 21st birthday. Shit, I think that's but that's my son. I don't want to show. No, I think that's later on. But man, it was embarrassing. There's more parts of the story that I can't tell. I don't want to piss any people off. But it was just one of those nights that I wish I could take back. Yeah. I'm gonna make attempts to fucking freestyle without saying crazy shit. Yo, it's been a while. It's the G child. No, I'm not Warren G. It's that CXVB. Those are my initials. Initially, I used to rap about some dumb shit. Now when I write, I rap about that real crunk shit that make you wanna think that, yeah, I done thunk shit. I'ma keep on going, yeah. It's that slam dunk shit. It's that Michael Jordan spreading across the whole fucking court. What it is, what it ain't. You know, it's just the sport when I drop these bars. It's like I'm dropping these hammers and little motherfuckers. They don't understand this and I'm so misunderstood. But I'm down for my hood and I like to live my life like it's all good because it is. Because it could always be worse. And no, I know it's a gift and a curse. But I'ma quench my thirst and I'ma keep going. Fuck the fame, homie. I'm just trying to get that currency flowing. I'm trying to live like a king, live like a royal fucking emperor. Man, my temperature has been laid back a little more since I meditated, since I took the mushroom and I chilled on the floor, looking up at the clouds. I'm trying to make my family proud. I'm trying to keep it so real. Man. Yeah, all right. So like I was saying, that timeless episode, it was season 1, episode 8. I just told this in here real quick. It's about 1969. That's what they go back to in time. Shout out to 1969. That's when my T. Jones was born. Right? My mom was born in 69. I was born in 89. And my mom's dad was born in 49. And what's interesting is my son was almost born in 09, but he came out in 08. And shout out to 8 because it was episode 8. And you turn that 8 to the side and it's an infinity sign. Boom. So it was July 1969, Apollo 11. Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin were the cats that the main dudes, right? The main astronauts. He was launched by a Saturn V rocket. Remember Werner von Braun from an earlier episode, the Nazi that was hired by American government officials to create NASA? Well, Saturn, which is also another name for Satan. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing because if you know about the Urantia, which I learned about recently from Dolphins, ETs, and Angels, by Wiley. I forgot his first name. Timothy Wiley, I think. Wiley with 2 L's. And supposedly Satan, Lucifer, and the devil are 3 different entities. And the one that's the evil one is the devil. Satan and Lucifer were like chosen supposedly to run this area of the galaxy, of the universe. And they were supposed to supposedly kind of like rebel from the bureaucratic system of the universe. I don't know if that's true. Interesting theory though. So anyway, Saturn and Satan are like interchangeable, I believe, in certain aspects of the occult. Now, not all occult is bad either. That's just a name for, like, you know, the secret religion, supposed secret. Now, it was from Kennedy Space Center on Merritt Island, Florida. It was the 5th crewed mission of NASA's Apollo program. It ended the space race and the space race was between the United States and the Soviet Union during the Cold War and shit. Because they released Sputnik first. And we talked about this shit with the Werner von Braun and the Himmler and the Hitler episode. So this kind of might be, you might be getting, what's that shit called, Chris? I was talking about it today, flashbacks, you know what I'm saying? The deja vu. Yeah, the deja vu shit. So anyway, it ended the face race. Now we got a face race. Woo-ah! The mask. It also fulfilled a national goal proposed in 1961 by John F. Kennedy. His goal was, before this decade is out, I got allergies, y'all. I don't got that cold. That's why I'm sneezing and my nose is stuffy and shit like that. Before this decade is out, of landing a man on the moon's returning him safely to Earth. That sounded fucked up. Before this decade is out, of landing a man on the moon and returning him safely. I don't know. He wanted to get a man on the moon back. Man, he was dead by the time it happened, but it happened. So some of the background. In the late 50s and 60s, the United States was engaged in the Cold War. That means everything was really cold and everybody had to wear jackets throughout the whole war. Psych. It was a Cold War because there was no, like, fire shot. You know, like, it was just talk. But you probably know that. It was against a geopolitical rivalry with the Soviet Union, aka Russia. On October 4th, 1957, the Soviet Union launched Sputnik 1. Okay, I was just saying this. The first artificial satellite. Sorry, squeaky. The surprise success fueled fears and imaginations around the world. Oh, the lamp isn't ready. That's why it looks weird. It looks like space shit. And a brain. And look, the Classic Bot people, they sent me an extra Classic Bot, man. And this time with a pen. It's just fire. Shout out to Classic Bot Classic. Just go to classicbot.com and it's just fire. So now my son has it and I have one. It's dope. The surprise success, it demonstrated the Soviet Union had the capability to deliver nukes over intercontinental distances. So the Soviet Union is somewhere over here, and they're like, oh shit, they could put a satellite into space. They could send a fucking nuke somewhere. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what everybody was afraid of. So, and challenge American claims of military, economic, and tech superiority. Because, you know, we're always like claiming to be the superiors of everything. And a lot of times we are. In a lot of things. And I'm not trying to be cocky. But, I mean, you know, but whatever. Astronauts would quarantine when they came. I thought this was interesting that astronauts would quarantine when they got back. Because quarantine's a big thing right now. Nixon told them that they brought the world together more than ever before. It's probably true. And that's about it on that episode. That's why I didn't, you know, start off with that, but or just have it entirely of that. There isn't much about it. You know, I could go into all the conspiracies, but I don't know. It's not one where I feel like worth pondering over too much. You know, the moon. There's a lot of different theories, but I think it's real, and I think that we went there. Now, the reason why we didn't go back, that's up for debate. The crystal of the week is basalt. Let's see. I think it's this one. Basalt, and I'll try to throw a picture too. So basalt. Apparently, it's said to give vitality to its owner. The gemstone was magma before, so it's filled with strong energy. So this shit was lava, boy. Oh, shit. And like some kush I just got is lava cake. Shout out to lava. And it's filled with strong energy, so it has potential. It has properties of giving courage to make progress, making your mind positive. More than 90% of the volcanoes on Earth are made of basalt. Or basalt. I don't know how it's pronounced. Also, the surface of Mars, Venus, and the Moon are mostly made of basalt. Enhances owner's creativity, and it works well with your root chakra, which is the very bottom one. And I had a picture, and I don't know what it is. And I drew the chakras. And let me see if I see it anywhere. Is it there? That's the big book that I draw in. Yeah, that's it. Hold on. Oh, basalt, come back. Okay. So, let's see if it shows on there. These are our chakras. It starts with the crown, which is your understanding and enlightenment. And I don't know if I kind of got confused because I guess the pineal gland is your crown, right? And then we also have a pituitary gland, which I guess is lower in the brain. But the pineal gland is your third eye. So I thought the third eye was, I don't know, I get confused. So I might be wrong, probably wrong. But anyway, your nervous system is the crown. The third eye is your emotional intuition, clairvoyance, physical, psychic senses. And then there's the throat. Oh, and it's a pituitary, and it's your eyes, like the physical aspects. The throat is the neck, sinus, ears, communication, and creativity. And if you remember lapis, and I think it's because of the man, I hope I wasn't too close the whole time, like you couldn't see me. But lapis is good for the throat chakra, and it's blue. And also sometimes like foods match the aura. So like grapes are good for your pituitary gland, your third eye. Blueberries are good for your throat chakra. Greens are good for your heart chakra. Corn, bananas and shit are good for your solar plexus. Oranges are good for your sacral, and like apples and shit are good for your root, because they go with the color. And the basalt is good for your roots. And this is the one you have to get. This is the order. You start off right here. You got to get all this in order. Okay? And then boom. And then you get to the top. And I feel like at the moment, mine are aligned. I'm not perfect though. I need to control this one a little more, because this one's addiction. But we're all works of art, and we all gotta work on ourselves, So anyway, so basalt, and then last week I got cut off because my phone ran out of the room. It was the which one was the Snowflake Obsidian? Yo, I gotta remember, where are my notes for that? I think I know where they are. So I'm gonna put a little break real quick, and then I'll look for that. What's this one? Yep. And then we'll wrap this sucker up. Look over there, guys. Looking over here. I need to get more organized. That's another thing. Alright, fuck it. Basalt. I got a fucking computer right here. You know what I'm saying? So, what the fuck am I thinking, boy? Talking to myself. Talking to myself like an elf on the shelf. Man, what it is. What's the damn dip? Hard cut cords. Nah. What am I doing? Snowflake Obsidian. Alright, so check it. Snowflake Obsidian. Snowflake Obsidian was one of the ones that I was trying to show y'all last time. It's beautiful. I really like it. So it's a stone of purity. Snowflake Obsidian provides balance for body, mind, and spirit. It helps you recognize and release wrong thinking and stressful mental patterns. It promotes dispassion and inner centering. Snowflake Obsidian empowers isolation and loneliness, aiding surrender and meditation. What is it good for? Helps to help balance, purify, and ground one's. Already said that shit. Yo, where's that website? Healing crystals? I don't know. Oh, it activates our root and third eye chakras, enhancing one's psychic abilities, especially that of past life recall. When meditating with this stone, one will have enhanced vision of previous lives. Wow, interesting. Yeah, man. So, shout out to Snowflake Obsidian. Snowflake. I'm not sure if I've been saying it right. And shout out to Basalt. Right? Well, I love y'all. So, thank you for joining. And I'm sorry that this episode is so late. I'm trying to get back, but my personal life, I work at a school. I'm a teacher assistant, and it's been pretty crazy, man. Shout out to all the teachers and stuff, and educators and people who work in education, because it's a very interesting time. Yeah, I have anxieties about wearing a mask the whole time, but I'm gonna do it because I love my job and I love helping the kids and inspiring them, and especially in the inner city, some of them don't have as much inspiration as I was blessed enough to have and ignore. So, yeah, I think that was a good episode, y'all. I love y'all so much. I'm about to go kick it with the iPod boys. Maybe we'll record something too. We've been kind of slacking on that one. But yeah. One love. I kind of want to hit something before I let y'all go. So let me stall while I squish some other Buddha. How's the weather over there? Nah, just kidding. I guess I should end it. I ain't got shit. So I talked about my 21st birthday. Don't put any pressure on yourself, youngins. And I still feel as young as I did back. I still feel really young, you know what I'm saying? I think that's all about your mindset, your mentality. And I was also talking to a coworker who's about my age, and she said she feels like a kid. And it's like, because our generation is just a weird generation. We got a little bit of the old and then we got a little bit of the new, so we can kind of fit in with the old and the new, but we fit in best with ourselves, with our own generation, which I'm sure that's how it is, obviously, we're most. But we got, we lived before, we got a big chunk of our lives, without the internet and all this shit. And then we were introduced to the internet, so we had the MySpace and all that shit, and the AOL Instant Messenger and all that shit. And it's just now it's bananas. We're seeing all this shit just doom, doom, doom. And I got conspiracy theories on the reason why that shit is the way it is, but maybe that's for another time. Cause that shit's pretty interesting. I mean, my theory, if y'all want to hear my theory, it's a crazy theory. So if you're done, if you don't want to hear the crazy theory, then I understand. I love y'all. Peace, love, and happiness. But this is my crazy theory. That whenever Roswell happened, some kind of entity made contact with our government, right? And probably multiple governments at the same time. And they started teaching them technology and shit. And that's why it was so quick. And I think that there's so much technology that they're way advanced that there's shit that we don't even see yet. And that's just a theory. I could be completely wrong. Everything that we see could be as advanced as it is. But those of us who think differently are like, why would it be like that? And then the way it's so quick, the advancement is so quick. It went from floppy disk to fucking these little things to the cloud, and now it's just whoa, it's bananas.